But Ukraine is much harder to solve than people think, because Vladimir Zelensky, people forget this, originally came to office as a peace president. That was what he said he would do. He would bring about peace. And when he tried to do this, he was destroyed by a combination of the ultra-nationalist Stepan Bandera supporters from the far west, and by his own opponent in normal Ukrainian politics, the former President Petro Poroshenko, who both campaigned against his attempt to obtain peace and described peace, as they always do, as capitulation. And he was publicly humiliated by them, driven back. What would happen, do you think, to Vladimir Zelensky now if he agreed a peace in which he accepted that Ukraine ceded Crimea and the Don Basin to Russia? How long would he last politically, having done so? And would the government which replaced him be willing to accept such a peace? On the other side of the front lines sits Vladimir Putin, a man who, if he fails to obtain such concessions, has behind him, and not necessarily behind him in a position of support, ultra-nationalists who make him look like a liberal Democrat. So it's not so easy. And also the level of rhetoric engaged in this war, and this is Winston Churchill about 100 years ago made this point that the wars of democracies will be much crueler than the wars of kings. And the reason for this, and it was shown in the First World War, that so, to get democratic countries to engage in and support wars, you have to really fire up the population with immensely emotional and powerful propaganda. And that means that when the moment comes when an 18th century statesman would have made peace, and you want to make peace, and the war is costing far more than it's doing good, you can't do it, because the population you fired up in favor of the war won't now accept peace. So there are huge obstacles. I'm not saying it's impossible, because I've seen all kinds of impossible crises come to an end, but it's extremely difficult. And the idea that it can be done in 24 hours is, I think, already laid aside. So I don't know. I mean, I long for it to end. It's a stupid, disastrous, unnecessary, and grotesque war, which wiser statesmanship many years ago could have foreseen and prevented. But there were some people, I think, who wanted to have it, and they've got it. And now I'm not sure those people will be around to get us out of it.